Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing a watercolor piece, and it's been a while since I've done a watercolor piece. I've been mostly doing colored pencil stuff, but here I'm doing a watercolor piece, and I kind of had no idea where it was going for a while, and even the finished piece kind of like didn't realize it was going anywhere there. But starting off here, I just went ahead and did something random by doing like a swatch all the way down, and then I layered it, and I did about, I think, 3 layers maybe. And then after that, I was like, okay, now what? And so I went with this like dark magenta color, and I was like, okay, let's make this go diagonally, add layers to it. I love adding, like, I'll do one light layer, or I'll do one like swatch, yeah, look like this, and then I'll add another layer, and then I'll add another one, just make it darker, and then make it go like smaller. And so after this I just kept going, and honestly, it was until I did a few more things that I figured out what I was doing. So as I kept making more and more like random like shapes and with different colors, I soon figured out that there was kind of this idea of each color having its own characteristic on the page, not necessarily with a shape, but like where they were and kind of what they were doing. So with this, like, it shows up as blue, but it's actually a turquoise color. It's a bit more green than this. It's not showing on the camera. So with that one, you know, it goes up and down on the page, and it touches both ends. So that's kind of where I went with that. I said, this color does this. It touches both sides of the page, and it goes up and down. And honestly, it probably could have gone possibly side to side, but really just up and down. With this magenta color, the second one I did, I figured since it's going diagonally that could be the idea for that. It only goes diagonally. It doesn't have to connect, but it goes diagonally. And I also did, with those little particles, I also made it the same color. So I figured, alright, it can either go diagonally, doesn't have to touch, or they can be particles that are anywhere on the page. And so that's what those particles are. And then with the blue on the top left corner, oh wait, well, I did the pink next. This pink color, I decided it comes from either the top or it can come from the bottom, but it doesn't ever reach the other side. And it usually is hanging or coming from the ground, like in a very certain type of way. And then with that blue, I decided to, on the top left corner, it looks kind of like spider-like. I decided that would be like for that characteristic of the color, it stays kind of in the corners and it splits always. But it's always in the corners, in any corner, but never directly only on one side or anything like that. And then for this like green type colors, I decided that would be something that only goes on the sides, and it like kind of creeps only on the sides, and I think it could creep on the bottom as well, as long as it covered like a large kind of area where it was like going along the side. And so that's kind of what the green does. You can see on the left and the right now. And then I go back in and add more of this dark magenta color, and I'm like, okay, diagonal only and particles only. And so that's kind of this idea that is happening. And I'm doing layers. Each thing has layers. Well, there's a few that don't, like the smaller particles, but mostly everything has layers. Each thing has a different amount of layers. It's not necessarily all the same, but yeah, here I'm just adding the last layer for this green side. And this pink, it's coming directly from the ground, not really hugging either side, just kind of coming out. And that is the characteristic of this very like bright pink color. And then I'm just adding more layers here. And then I was like, okay, I need some more with this like blue, or it's really turquoise. I needed more of this color because I only had it on one side. It's like, okay, the characteristic is that it goes from top to bottom and it touches both ends. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. Just adding layers. I had to be careful because I don't want it to like mess up the layers of the pink. So I kind of like go very lightly over it, as well as like just doing it separately from doing it on the white compared to on the pink. And then I add more dark magenta. As you see, it's going diagonal. There's some particles of it. Just very abstract. Like, I would say this dark magenta has a characteristic of kind of like pointiness. It's like very like sharp, I guess I would say, because the green is pointy too, but like it's kind of sharp. And let's see, there's the pink, adding another thing that's hanging from the top. And I made this layer darker. Oh, I think it's actually another layer. Okay. Thought I had added the last one on that. Alright, for the blue, I'm adding another like corner blue splitting color. Adding layers. Kind of trying to figure out like what I wanted to go under and over. There's no real rhyme or reason for anything. It's just kind of like whatever I feel. So, yep. And then I add another one over here on the top right. Then I'll be adding layers. just pretty simple. Let's see. I decided to like allow this to not be that short, so I added some length to it, and that was pretty much it. And now I'm just peeling off the tape, signing my name, and yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.